post. Good idea. I always forget the record button.
Yeah, you
Okay,
didn't record last Wednesday, did you?
I didn't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I had no internet. So.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I just don't think about it. It's like I'm live. Let's go. But we are recording, and that's good because this is going to be I don't think difficult, but I made a little assignment and put it up here for you, not till the second. You can do this as a group or on your own. I want everyone, though, to submit it. So I won't know if you did it in a group or on your own. You're all going to be submitting it either way. It's pretty easy. So I'm asking you to start doing some basic analysis of a data set. This is what you will be doing. So I'm giving you the text message dependency. And for a lot of you, you took that in 350 with me. I made you go take it. And it's an easy one. I ask you to find the alpha levels for each of the 3 subscales, which you are going to be having to do that on your own data. I ask you to find a simple mean for a specific question. And then I ask you the question that has the highest mean and the question with the lowest mean and the number of people who participated. If you're looking at this, this is very basic information. So I'm hoping you say, hey, I can do that. I can find a mean. And it's pretty easy. So I'm going to walk you through that now and give you points for telling you all the answers. Am I losing it? So this is an SPSS data set. I'm going to go ahead and open this or download it and open that. You can't open it without SPSS, so you've got to download and get that IBM statistics program. It was funny the other night, there was a commercial on showing data analysis through IBM and how they use all of that for sports statistics, and IBM is a big programmer of data. So I want to show you what's happening here because it's a little bit complicated. You do not get a clean download out of Qualtrics. So we often will say you got to clean your data up and make sense of it. In SPSS, you actually have 2 views, kind of like a Excel spreadsheet, right? You have down here what is called a data view, where your actual data is. And then you have your variable view. And this becomes, whoopsie, that was bad, guys. I think I just closed, nope, yay, there it is. I want to show you a couple of different things here. Here are your questions. Now let's take a look at this because I just know there are 17 questions actually, and I'm missing 16. So there's 16 questions, but what are they? This is the interesting part. If you don't have a code book, you have no idea what these questions are measuring. This is why you're going to go back to your code book and you're actually going to change these to your codes. So I downloaded the text message survey. I know what these are, so I'm going to change them for you. This is emotional reaction. So we're going to call this emotional reaction 1. See what I'm doing? Emotional reaction 2. What do we got here? Emotional reaction 3, and we would keep going. Now I know starting on question, oh, it said I had an illegal character. Now starting on question 6, it changes. It is no longer emotional reaction. Anyone remember what the second variable on this scale is? It's not relation, it's excessive use. So I'm going to call that excessive use 1 because it's the first question. Excessive use 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Question 11, though, is relationship maintenance 1. Relationship maintenance 2. So you're going to have to go in and rename your variables. And yes, that is a little bit of a tedious process, but you will have to go in and do that. there's actually only 15 questions. 17 is your gender or your sex, and I'll show you how I've coded that. Interestingly enough, you see how this is just survey stuff that's really not even important to us. It's location, longitude, distribution channel. This is stuff that got imported from Qualtrics that we don't really need. We're concerned with 18 through 34 here. So this is how you name your variables. Let's go to data view. Your data starts right here. Here it is. This is what we're interested in, these numbers. So here's emotional, emotional. Remember I said the first 5 are all emotional. Excessive use. And then here's how everyone answered relationship maintenance. So this is a big data set, you guys. 537 people have taken this. And you're going to have to figure out how many are men and how many are women. So this is actually fairly easy to run descriptive statistics on, and stop me at any point if you would like to ask a question. Because again, it's a little tricky, but this is what we're doing. This is what we're learning. So up here, if you can see up in the corner of this window, I have, just like anything else, file, edit, view, data, transform, analyze. We're going to use analyze a lot. So that's the first button you're going to become familiar with. And we can do all kinds of things from here. This is where I was running descriptive statistics. This was where we also are going to get our, where am I alpha level? Why am I not seeing my alpha level? Correlate, regression, neutrality, scale. Scale is alpha level. Sorry, see, sometimes it takes me a while. I'm going to make you a little tip sheet, but you do want to write these things down. You're going to be using the Analyze tab. Analyze tab is where you're going to get descriptive statistics and frequencies, and where you're also going to get those alpha levels. And when I say descriptive statistics, all I'm talking about is means. That's it. So let's go ahead and scale our first reliability analysis. That's the very scale reliability analysis. Now, here they came out as questions. If you right click, you can display the variable names, and that's where your codes are going to come up. So I asked you to do the reliability analysis for each subscale. So what happens is, this is the first subscale. It's 5 questions. It's emotional reaction. We're going to put those in there. Then we're going to look at statistics and say, what do we want? Well, we want means, variances. I want item and scale item if deleted, but I'll explain that in a minute. Mostly you want means and variances, and that's it. It's all you need to check, all you need to do. And then you just hit continue. Check this out. Okay. Boom. What is the Chromebox alpha for this subscale? Silence. I need
7.78, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yep, you got it. It's right here, Chromebox Alpha, 7.788. And here are the questions and the means on these questions, and the standard deviation and the number of people who answered them. It's, even if we go down here, it's giving you again the mean, the medium, the range. It's all there. What I did is, sometimes a question is not valid. Remember, we talked about the concept of validity, and that sometimes it's not measuring exactly what you want it to measure. So what I checked was a statistical test that can tell me maybe one of these questions is bad. And if I delete one of them and only run my reliability off 4, I can get a higher alpha. So that's where I come over here, and it says Chromebox Alpha if deleted. Notice there are no higher numbers. So I'm not going to delete anything. There's nothing wrong with the 5 items I'm using. This has a Chromebox Alpha of 0.78. The idea is to obviously make you get some practice with this, so I can't do them all for you. But I do want to make sure you're still, again, knowing what's going on here. So I will do one more. Analyze, scale, analyze, scale, reliability. So these 5 are still in there, and I can just grab them all and kick them back out. What is my next subscale? Do you guys remember? It's excessive use. So again, I'm going to grab all the excessive use questions, throw them into the analysis box, click my statistics. This is what I did, the item scale and scale item if deleted, the means, the variances. I don't need an ANOVA over here. Don't worry about that. Everything else looks good. I just want means and variances. So yeah, continue. Okay, boom. What's my Chromebox Alpha for excessive use?
0.771.
0.771. You got it. So these are reliable scales. They're all above 0.70. Again, I've got all the means on these questions, so very easy to find the mean. This might even be the highest mean right here on all the questions. You're going to have to look at the means on all the questions, but this is pretty high, 4.25, because you got to think about it. 5 is strongly agree, 1 is strongly disagree. So the closer to 5, the high, I mean, what is this telling us about our sample? About 537 people.
They all type quickly on their mobile phone.
Yes, or they all think they do. They think they are the fastest freaking ass typists ever.
I had a question. Is it always going to be like 0 is the strongly disagree and or 1 is strongly disagree and then 5 is strongly agree?
Typically, yes. I mean, that's the standard that we would use. Most surveys are going to follow that, but not always. You can actually define things differently. Let me show you something else. But yeah, if your survey is set up that way, then yes, always 5 strongly, 1 strongly disagree. And most people who are doing stats, that's the way they're going to assign the numbers.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean you can't define it differently. I screwed up on, for example, gender. So I'll show you what I did. I wish I didn't, but I did. So let me go up to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics. So I'm going to look at some just descriptives. And your sex, boom. I'm going to throw that in, right? And I've got options here. This is a little different one, but let's go with the mean, standard deviation. We don't need a range, folks. That's the gender class. But we're just going to hit continue. Thank you. And okay. And this is information you need. So how did I define gender? Do you know what numbers I used? I actually used 2 and 3. Normally I do 1 and 2, but I did 2 and 3. 2 is male, 3 is actually female. So back to what Riley was asking, I mean, I could have named that 10 and 2 if I wanted to. That's why your codes are so important. They don't have to be anything anyone else understands as long as you understand them. So that was just a descriptive. Let's run a frequency that will actually give you the answer you're looking for. Frequencies and statistics. Again, let's get the mean, the median, the mode, right? Do we want, see how central tendency is right here? This is like, cool, you're actually getting stuff you know. All right, I'm a dork. Let's do skewedness and kurtosis too. Why not? Continue. Okay, boom. So let's take a look at this. This is giving me all kinds of different statistics and frequencies because that's all you can get. This is what I've asked you. How many males were in this study, guys? It's on your homework.
Once, no,
160.
160. And how many females?
376.
300.
Yeah. In other words, look at this percent. Guys, you got, a 7-to-3 ratio here. 70% female in comm classes versus 30% male is basically what we're looking at. Skewedness is up here, kurtosis, things I'm not gonna get at, but do you know how you found that mean? Just a frequency. You can run a frequency now on any question. So analyze, descriptive statistics, frequencies. So let's take that one out. Oops, see how I went past my own questions? I think this is actually, I want to see this one. So mean, median, mode, I did. Continue. I can do charts. Do you see that? Let's do some bar charts just for fun. It's so cool, you guys. Okay, boom. This is just analysis of one question. Here it is on the bar chart. Most of you agree. You exchange many text messages over a short period of time. 47 people strongly disagreed. 138 people strongly agreed. And again, you see the majority there. The mean up here for this question is 3.64. This is what we're doing. This is analyzing data. You can put, if you're a sports fan, put all the betting or the batters averages in, this is how you get data. And this is a very powerful program. I think you get that would show you how to do this, and it still gives you the charts as well. Questions right now.
So essentially, we're just looking at the data that's already provided and filling in the blanks for your questionnaire. Okay.
Correct. In other words, what I'm doing is I'm giving you this data set. I'm going to go actually back to our modules right now. The data set is in the module. I've done a couple of the homework questions, but I want each of you to at least try it. I almost gave all the homework away. But this is on the syllabus. It's the descriptive statistics assignment. It will not be due until November 2nd. I thought this was really odd, but
Monday.
I know, Monday. Next Monday, 1 week from today. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so, because 30th is Friday.
Yep, it sure is. And then this is the only time we meet this week. So there's going to be a pre-recorded lecture on t-tests. That is coming. I have the PowerPoint right here in case you're doubting. That will be up today on t-tests. That's the next statistic. We're going to move into inferential statistics. So this is the statistics exercise that's listed at the syllabus, and it says TBA according to team for this Friday. Again, you can do this by yourself. You can do this in your team. Everyone needs to upload their own copy. So that's what I'm striving for there for the statistics assignment. So this week, you got a lot on your plate, folks. By Friday, you've got to have that survey into Qualtrics because you've got to start collecting data. Someone writing this checklist down, got to download SPSS. Just making sure, putting it out there. You got to get the survey into Qualtrics, download SPSS, and you have a very short statistics assignment just playing with descriptive statistics. And this is my way of saying, here's a data set. I want you to kind of start playing around with it. Now, you can also finish changing those variable names. Remember, there's two views, the variable view and the data view. The variable view is where you can go in and put all your codes in, and the data view. And anytime you do that, none of you are ready to do this yet, but when you do download into SPSS, I'll show you how to clean it up and make sure you understand how to rename your variables in here. And I was even going to start to show you how it knows what is a nominal level of measurement and what is a scale, which is interval or ratio. See, it starts to matter because there's only certain analysis you can do or analyze on the level of measure or variable. So it's cool. Okay. I love statistics. Let me go back real quick to our module. If you did watch the descriptive statistics video, I can put up the PowerPoint as well. That's really what I wanted to open up and go over. Were there questions at all about just descriptive statistics, particularly standard deviation? I know that one sometimes is difficult for students. Did you feel good about standard deviation? You like how I explained it? How far do you vary from the mean? That's, I mean, everything in life is about averages. At least that's what we're usually, I mean, look at polling things that are going on right now. Where is the majority? The bigger your sample, the more likely it will fall out in that perfect bell-shaped normal curve. And then we want to know, well, how far do I vary from that mean? Am I essentially still in that middle, only one variation away or one standard deviation away, or am I much further? Am I an outlier in some regards? So that's the whole standard deviation. Why can't I find my descriptive statistics PowerPoint? Because I have too many of them. What else is descriptive statistics? Anybody having issues with? Kurtosis, you guys know what kurtosis is? Positive, negative skew. I'm just naming off stuff, man. Okay, because I try to keep our meetings, when we are meeting in class, more as a review for you to say, did everything make sense? Are you tracking what was in the video? Again, this was a review, flat out. So that is the mean, it's the average, the median, the true halfway, the mode. I love using the word bimodal. If we ever get to go to parties again, drop that word, it's cool. Bimodal. I'm just starting to find that students in classes this semester have become very bimodal. It's great, right? What I mean by that is there's two modes, and it's the people who are on this side of the graph. And if you're not 3 standard deviations away from the mean, then you're 3 negative standard. You're either getting it or you're not. That's pretty much the way students are going this semester. There's nobody in the middle. Our curve is all linked up. All right. So that's what I mean by mode. You've got the frequency. I showed you how to get basic frequency distributions. And then again, we talked about just the range variance, standard deviation. Then we are going to move into inferential statistics. That is where we'll start getting into t-tests and things of that nature. Questions about SPSS? I do have an entire handbook that walks you through SPSS. I am not going to put that up because it's literally like 70 pages because we don't need it. But I do want, and I will send out a little cheat sheet for you because you're going to have to learn the commands. And certainly you've got the ones you need now. You're going to be using mostly that analyze button, descriptive statistics, frequencies, and remember scale, reliability analysis. And then later, look at what's up on here. I can make a correlation matrix. Do you remember those bad boys from 350? We're going to be doing that. I can also compare means. Oh, that'd be called a t-test. So we're going to walk into that and you'll be able, I could actually compare males and females on every single question in here if I wanted to. So this is SPSS. It's fabulous. It does everything for us. I'm not going to save it. So you will have to go back in and change those variables in the variable view. Okay. All right.
So once you download the SPS, it'll and once you click on the the link, it'll go straight to it.
Uh, Theoretically, yes.
Okay.
I'm just being very careful because, like I said, in the old days that I dream of, um, it would have just gone, we would have all been in the computer lab actually working on our data sets together. So since that obviously isn't happening now, yes, it should go and download it. I can't do it because it's already on my computer. So here is the link. It goes straight to our library. Anyone tried it yet, by the way? And see, you add to, please remember to pick your format. This is Windows. I believe you can change it to Mac, but this just gives you the directions. So make sure you get the right one. So you're actually going to go to the OneHub up here. I think it's going to sign into my OneHub. I hope it does. It does. Yay. And then IBM SPSS, IBM Statistics 27. Okay. Um, there you can change it if you need Mac or Windows. And you're going to add it to your cart and check out. I've already put it in my cart. You can only put it in your cart once. This is another, I mean, this is actually a great place. This is your Adobe Hub. Obviously mine says faculty or staff. You can get Creative Cloud for free as students, totally free. Don't have to pay anything. Just add it to your OneHub account. You can get statistics. I will tell you this software here is another statistics, SAS. This is actually a coding software for ethnographers and all kinds of other things you can get for free. So IBM Statistics 27, add it to your cart. See, it's going to tell me, yeah, I can't do it because I already have it. So hypothetically, that should all work. Nope, I've already ordered this product. So, okay, that will get you into SPSS, and then you can just open that file up, and when you click on the data set I've given you, this will come up. And really all of this front part, I mean, I could delete it. It's very scary, so I'm not sure I want to do it. But I could because I don't need it. It's just stuff from the program, data set. And when I clean up data sets, oftentimes I'll do that. You're going to put your codes in across the top up there, and there you go. And you'll be set to go. Does that help, Ed?
Yes.
Yes.
That did not sound like Ed. Ed's still here. Ed, did you get some new internet?
I did, but I'm still 2 weeks behind right now, and I got a lot of stuff, so it's kind of.
Yeah, we're just picking up speed here, guys.
Yeah, right at the wrong time.
Yeah, we're picking up speed. The good news here is a couple of things. We're somewhat on the downside because we are just going to be collecting data. You do have a second exam, but then remember, it's just a final paper. So we're going to sit tight. I do have one other announcement, and that is I have us scheduled for a live Zoom to talk more about SPSS on Friday, the 13th. It's a Friday the 13th. It's 11:13. I will not have access to internet that day, so I will be making an alternate assignment, but I will post an announcement about that. So I'll post an announcement about that. I just can already tell you on Friday the 13th, there will be no internet for me, which will preclude me from Zooming live. I apologize. All right, and Wednesday the 11th, we have no class. Thank you, veterans. It's Veterans Day, so just realize that's what's coming up. But I'm gonna walk you through everything, and now I don't want to throw too much at you at once, but as we move into this collecting data phase, this is also a good time to go back and start organizing your paper. Because now you've got those research questions. You have everything. You've got the review of literature, you've got your methodology, right? You've got your instrument, you know generally who your participants are. You can write about the reliability of your scales. So we're getting there. That paper should start coming together at this point. Everything is going in there. Yes, how you're analyzing your data, what you ran, all your alpha levels, everything, just like you would a research article. Yeah, I would say you could start writing this now, the paper. I mean, that's the hard part. That's why I say I don't want to say start writing the paper, but here's the thing. Get one person to get this thing into Qualtrics. You guys, it'll take you about 10 minutes to download SPSS. And then I would seriously sit down and say, okay, who's got the intro? Who's got the review of literature? Who's got the methodology? Who's got the results and discussion? It's time to start thinking about that. And make sure within maybe the next week after you get that survey out and you're in that data collection phase, that instead of just sitting there watching data come in, you're starting to put this paper together. You do not have a paper due on the 24th? No, your paper is not due until the final exam period.
So we are only having one team member do the Qualtrics then?
You could, it's up to your team, but I'm just trying to split up tasks right now. And maybe you want someone just to put one person to put it into Qualtrics while one person starts organizing the layout or the outline. I'm a big believer in outline, you guys. And you really already know how to outline this paper. It's classic APA. You need an intro. You need a rationale for why this study. You need to review the studies that have been previously done, even if they're only tangentially related. Go back to those bibliography cards you wrote and basically tell me about those studies. Then you're going to put your research questions in your paper. So we decided, and yes, you can use we decided to pose the following research questions. You're going to write the research questions in. So I will, since it seems like this might be helpful, I will put up a sample student paper for you with the different sections and how it was written out from this exact same project when I've taught this before. So I'll put up a student paper to kind of guide you through that. So I don't want to freak you out with all these different things going on right now, but certainly that's the end goal. Don't forget the paper is the end goal. So we don't want to just leave that hanging out there and have to write that in one night, right?
So first,
Yes.
I had a question. So on the syllabus, it says next month on the 24th, there's exam 2. Is that when the paper is due?
No. The exam, that will be the exam. And actually,
Okay.
I think you were the one who corrected my date. It should be the 23rd. Monday,
Yeah.
the 23rd of November is exam 2. It'll be a 25 question short exam,
Okay.
not cumulative. I will put up a review guide.
All right. Thank you.
Your final paper isn't due. And I want you to see how much time, if you do look at the syllabus, I've left at the end. A lot of it is just troubleshooting, making sure you've analyzed your data. I mean, we have 2 weeks really, starting at the end of November until the paper is due, where I'm not teaching you a darn new thing. I'm helping you troubleshooting any problems with analyzing your data and giving you the time essentially to write. So you kind of have to trust me that this is set up to hopefully help you, but be thinking about these things. Okay, SPSS, download it, love it. Do some basic descriptive analysis, play around with that data set, have fun. You can't screw it up. So if you delete something, don't worry about it. I have it saved. figure out what those buttons do. We'll get into correlation and t-tests, but I'll be posting a video later today for t-tests. And yes, I'm going to be showing you how to do those in SPSS, because a lot of you want to compare men versus women or age groups. So here's where I also need you to go back and take a look at your research questions. For every statistical procedure you want to run, you should have a research question. So if you want to know what the difference is between males and females, that should be a specific research question. If you want to know what is the difference between Democrat and Republicans, that's a research question. And so I'm going to keep working with you. Remember, when we did hypothesis testing, I said, now's a good time to look at those research questions, look at what variables you put in your survey, and how are you going to be answering those? They should match up. Your research questions should match the variables in your survey. Okay, sorry, wasn't funny. A little bit funny. Okay. All right.
I had a question.
Sure.
I was looking for, you said that the like the code book is posted in black canvas somewhere for the SPSS assignment. Where is that?
What do you mean code book for this survey?
For the one that you were going over, that's like our homework assignment, like how it
Yeah,
has. Yeah.
Yeah, you want the code book? No.
Yeah. Don't we need that to like?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Yes, you need you're absolutely correct. You need the code book, or you would have no idea what question is measuring what. And maybe I know I have it. I'm looking on my computer right now for it. I will make sure it's posted, Riley. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. Not sure why.
Thank you.
But yes, I do have the codes for it, because I'm laughing because I once led a girl through a master's project and she refused to make a code book. And I was like, I can't work with you. You have no code book. How do you know what you're measuring? And so that a student would be like, yeah, where's the code book, lady? It's like, this is why it's so important. We have to know what we're measuring. So yes, I did download it. It's only 3 variables, but I will make sure that's up for you to look at. It's also up in the surveys themselves, but I'll put it in that module so you don't have to dig for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's it for me, guys. I wanted to clarify, and I'll send out a little wrap up today so you guys know what you're doing. Putting up an example student paper, putting up the code book for the data set I'm letting you play with. And advising has been hellish on my life, and I think that has hurt some of my classes, but I will say that I do not have any advising commitments on Wednesday or Friday morning of this week. So if your group is lost or anything else, shoot me an email. Most likely I can meet during those times, class times, or in that early morning hour on Wednesday or Friday to make myself available to anyone who has questions. Is that right?
Also, so
yeah.
So like I said, I'm a couple weeks behind. So sampling and the hypothesis testing, and I believe it's now the descriptive, but those are test-based lectures, right? So I can crack those over a weekend and make sure I'm getting all this other stuff, so I don't feel like I'm so far behind. Or
correct.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, and I think, I don't know, you guys could tell me if you're awake out there. I think a lot of what we've done so far has been somewhat review. Like, think back to 350, and I'm introducing the same concepts. So conceptually, nothing is changing. It's just you're actually getting to do the things we've been talking about now by collecting your own data. So you should, yeah, I don't think they've been too bad. Now, the next couple lectures, Ed and everyone else, we are going to go deeper. So that's where it does get a little more confusing once we get into correlations and t-tests and even regressions. So you're going to have to hang through that. But we literally only have 3 lectures left. I got a lecture on t-tests, a lecture on correlation, and a lecture on regression, and we're done. All the rest of it is me helping you get through this project. So it's coming to an end. Isn't that what we all wanted? Yay. Touchdown. We hate the Dodgers. Oh, kitty, kitty. Okay. What is that little thing doing? All right, guys, I will not waste your time. It is 9:47, 3 minutes left if you want to hang out and watch the adorable cat. If you want to ask questions or you're not sure, I will be putting some more info up and sending out a recap, but make it a great week.